It is with deep respect and sorrow that I offer this highway renaming legislation, Senate Bill 108, as a memorial for the life of Kalamazoo Public Safety Officer Eric Zapata. On April 18, 2011, Officer Zapata became the first Kalamazoo officer killed in the line of duty. With his tragic passing, the people of Michigan lost a dedicated and selfless leader, a true hero. Officer Zapata was a devoted father, son, brother, and uncle who will always be remembered as an energetic, caring, and passionate man. On April 18th at 11:13 p.m., a call of shots fired on Hayes Park came over the radio. The call was not necessarily alarming. According to some police officers, shots fired calls in the city are a dime a dozen. Officer Zapata parked his cruiser on Reed Street and approached the scene on foot from the south. At Kalamazoo Department Public Safety Headquarters on Crosstown Parkway, Lieutenant Mike McCaw, who was the shift commander that night, moved to the building's dispatch center to help coordinate officers' response once he heard the original call. Normally assigned to the patrol city's north side, Officer Zapata had exchanged duty time with another officer that night and was working the streets of Edison. He was just 40 minutes from the end of his shift when the Hayes Park call went out. At some point during the shootout, the suspect ran between the houses on the south side of Hayes Park towards the alley. Shortly after, Officer John Skipper heard gunshots again and relayed the information back to the dispatchers. Officer Chris Reiser heard the gunfire too and says now that he can only assume they were the shots fired and aimed at Officer Zapata, who had jumped a privacy fence to get to the alley while coming to Officer Skipper's aid. After fatally shooting Zapata twice at close range, the suspect turned the gun on himself. Officer Zapata lost his life running into danger, running to the aid of a fellow officer. That evening, the city of Kalamazoo and most of Southwest Michigan were shaken to the core by this violent and senseless act. However, most significantly affected were Officer Zapata's children, Alexis, Taylor, Eric, Anthony, and Jacob, his mother Connie, his father Adolfo, his sister Irene, his brother Armando and Laura, and extended family, as well as his colleagues in law enforcement. It is because of the deep wound that this has caused to our community that I join his family and ask my colleagues to support this small consolation to honor his memory and the ultimate sacrifice he made for the safety of our citizens, and rename I-94 in Kalamazoo County after Officer Eric Zapata.
Thank you very much, Senator. And before moving the bill to third reading, can our colleagues please stand and recognize the sacrifice of Officer Zapata?